Hi, everybody. What news? What gossip?
Well, I have got a bit of news. Dung beetles. Dung beetles.
Yes.
I know you think I'm a bit bizarre anyway. And
you are bizarre.
Yeah, thank you. I take this as a compliment. Anyway, I have become completely obsessed with dung beetles. I've just heard this documentary on this lady who's got the bug farm, and the sister farm is called the dung beetle farm. And
are you getting them as pets? We just need to know. I'm a little concerned. You were after a rescue dog. How are you getting dung beetles?
I'm going to the dung beetle rescue company actually for rescue.
You need to get out of that kitchen. I don't think you ever leave that kitchen.
I'm always in the cupboard and Dee's always in the kitchen.
I know, get off the gin and get out of the kitchen.
A woman's place is not
in the dung beetle.
So what's happening about? Tell us about the dung beetles then, go on.
Well, dung beetles are really interesting because actually they conserve a lot of the agriculture in this country and everywhere. And
well done.
Yeah, and they are rapidly, getting less and less because of all the terrible chemicals and everything. But in history, I mean, Hans Christian Andersen actually wrote a play about them, and it's called The Dung Beetle, whatever it is. But anyway,
maybe we should do it when the theatres come back. The Wonderbirds can all go and do the dung beetle play.
Maybe it could be a musical. It could be a musical.
We could.
Yes.
We could all dress up, a bit like cats, but it would be dung beetles.
I think it's going to be better than the movie Cats. Dung beetle. It's going to wipe the floor. # Oscars.
Yes.
Is that it, Dee?
Well, no, actually, what I was also thinking about, it just triggered a lot of stuff about my childhood. There's so much health and safety, and I'm sure that's, fine. But when I used to go fishing with my grandfather, I used to love getting worms and sort of, for bait and all the maggots. I love it. I would pick them up with my hands. And
is matron here? Is matron here? I'm sorry, girls.
Very weird.
And
woman.
frogs and toads, and kids don't get their hands dirty anymore. And I'm sure that helps with the immune system. But anyway, enough said.
Moving on.
Enough said. Moving on.
Perhaps we will find this out when the doctor comes in the house. Dr. Tracy, are you there?
Yes.
Hello. Tracy. Dee's gone mad.
We need extra meds for Dee. She's talking and in love with dung beetles. We'll just leave you with that thought.
But that's all about well-being, which is what we were going to talk about today, wasn't it? About well-being and health. And I hope you forgive me because I've made a few notes, which I don't normally do. I'm not going to sit here and read the notes, but I'm going to because I don't want to miss things that are important for people listening today. And I don't know what you guys have done, but there's been a big focus on well-being. I've got doctors in my clinic that are very focused on health and well-being. One that's gone completely plant-based in her diet has been really good about this for years. So well-being is a huge thing, isn't it, for us all now, particularly because we feel a bit vulnerable. So I can't cover it all, but I thought I'd just cover a couple of points that might be useful, and then answer a question that one of our viewers has come in and asked. Charlie's asked a question about acne and skin conditions. So I think well-being is a big one. So let's forget the fact, all the things we can do for ourselves. Well-being is diet, exercise, moderation of drinking, moderation of smoking, lots and lots of things. But I thought I'd drill down today more on what we can do to help ourselves with supplementation. And I know you guys are very into well-being and health, but most Westerners are deficient in vitamin D or have a low level of vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, magnesium, and maybe even iron. And most of us don't know that. It's because of the way the food is farmed. Our soil is not as plentiful as it was before, because I was very much brought up on eat properly, eat well, eat your greens, you'll get everything you need. You don't need to start taking anything else. That was the way I was raised. But actually nowadays, I think the soil is quite deficient. We're eating a lot of processed stuff, even if we try and be healthy. Most of us probably try and eat organic, but we're still not getting what we need. And that's when we start to get problems. So what I'm going to be talking about is something called intelligent supplementation, which doesn't mean shoving, you know, lots and lots and lots of vitamin supplements in our mouths. We don't want an immune system that's overcharged and, you know, overdosing on vitamins. But somebody put it really well to me, one of my doctors said, but we don't want a flaccid immune system. We don't want an immune system that's so low and clapped out that we actually can't respond to things like COVID, flu, all of those things. So anyway, we all know, don't we, that vitamin D now, we've all been advised to take because there's a higher risk of COVID. Yes. Do we know that? Yeah, and we talked about that briefly last week, didn't we? And we spoke about that. So vitamin D, COVID as well. And did you know as well that low levels of vitamin D have been linked with low mood and something called seasonal affective disorder? You know, that lowering of the mood.
We've all got underactive thyroids, which lowers the mood, and we all take vitamin D because of that. But I was interested because last week you said 4,000.
Yeah, I mean, I'm giving you that. That's for a deficiency. That's if you've had a blood test and been found to be deficient. But normally, I mean, there's no exact, but I was speaking again to my doc about this, and she's about 2,000 international units is fine. But actually, unless we had a blood test, we don't really know what we're deficient. So I was deficient, and frankly, it's so well tolerated, vitamin D, that I just keep my levels up anyway.
I don't eat meat. So is there something else I should be adding in to this vitamin thing?
Yes. So I think that the gold standard in terms is the things that are anti-inflammatory and antioxidants. So things like zinc. Zinc is a really
I'm writing this down. Zinc.
Zinc. And again, I did make some notes because I thought you were going to pick things like zinc at about 5 to 10 milligrams a day. So that's not a huge dose.
5 to 10. Yeah.
Does that come in a multivitamin?
Zinc? You can. Really good multivits. I'm not going to promote one over another, but there's one that I use that I might just mention to you, and I might send you guys to see if you like it, because there's one called Immune Health that I use. I am biased.
Immune Health.
We do use it in the clinic. And I don't have any financial interest in the company. There's one called Immune Health that's made by Zenii, Zenii, and that contains vitamin D, vitamin C, and zinc as well. So it's a bit of a jumble of everything, but you can get these things in other supplements as well. And that's very, very good for boosting immunity and giving that extra oomph.
I wondered if you take a multivitamin, whether then taking more stuff on top as well, it's how to balance it out.
Correct. You don't need, I do agree, you do not need to take, you know, multivits from here and all of this from there. All I would say is whatever you're taking, just have a little look and see what the doses are. And if you, and again, there's no exact science here. You know, if you're in good shape, you eat really well, then your need is going to be different to somebody whose diet is actually very limited and very poor. So you've got to take all that into account. There's no formula, it's bespoke. And the only way you'd know that is if you did do a full screen. But what we're talking here is about just optimizing your. So if you're looking at something and it's about 5 to 10 milligrams of zinc, 500 milligrams of vitamin C, vitamin D, 2000, then you're in the right.
And that goes for me as well. I don't have to add anything on top of that.
Yeah, the only thing you need to think about is are you getting enough iron? Have you had your blood checked for iron? Are you on the lower end of your iron? And then again, it's easy to boost iron with iron. And often a lot of multivits have a bit of iron in as well. The worst thing about iron is that it can make you constipated.
I was just about to say that. Is it a fallacy or is that the truth?
No, it's true. So you can, so you can, if you take high levels of iron, it can make you constipated, like when we're pregnant, when we're encouraged to take. So there's no need to go crazy with iron again. You know, you can overload on some of these things.
Yeah, Floridix is good, isn't it? Floridix.
Yes, Floridix is good, but again, you shouldn't. You know, vitamins can be bad if you take too many. You know,
can you OD, Tracy? Can you OD?
Yes, I mean the fat soluble, the water soluble vitamins like vitamin C. If you're taking too much, it just comes out the other end. If you actually take too high levels of other vitamins, maybe fat soluble vitamins, you can actually, like E, you can actually, if you're taking too many, you can get into trouble. So it's just about tweaking your immune system so that you're supplementing enough, but not going crazy.
So tell us about now acne to our questions. So
will.
vitamin D as well is better for acne too.
Vitamin D is good. Remember as well, gut health's important. I just want to say probiotics. The immune system, because again, our gut health is linked to immunity, and that's linked to acne too. So be aware of all of that.
Yeah,
so acne,
gut health.
So lots of
Sorry, Tracy, but gut health is important, isn't it? Because I know that having been educated in that in the last couple of years, it really is, you know, sort of central, the gut.
Gut health is enormously important. We often, as you know, we sort of abuse our guts. Again, we're not getting enough, you know, to protect our gut. There's a lot of anti-inflammatories as well that we can take. We're not talking about anti-inflammatory drugs. I'm talking about anti-inflammatory healthy things that we can eat. So turmeric, ginger and garlic, again, they're really, really good anti-inflammatories.
I'll write that down.
Yes.
And that's why I've written it down too, so I don't miss this off for you, because it is quite, they're easy things, they're easy wins that we can take.
Yeah.
So coming back to the acne, because that was an important one.
Yes.
Zinc, we talked about that. That is found in the soil, but unfortunately, because our soil quality is poor, and that's why I said 5 to 10 milligrams for acne, helps our skin quality and helps prevent acne. Vitamin A and good old vitamin D again comes up again. The anti-inflammatories, you can get these from health food shops. Turmeric and bromelain. Bromelain you can get in pineapple.
Oh.
But you'd have to again eat a lot of pineapple. So turmeric and bromelain. Again, I use something called ProClear for patients. That's the Zenny range. ProClear is from this product line that I said it contains. That contains all the goodies I've just talked about.
Right.
But acne is really hard one, isn't it? Because you've got acne in the young, which is often hormonally driven, and you know, sebum and oil and pore clogging. Then you've got acne that then comes on often in adult life. I developed acne rosacea when I was 52, and I'd had clear skin in my 30s and 40s. And that's hormonally mediated, but how do we treat that? That's a different way of treating acne then than when you're young. If you've got a raging acne condition in a young adolescent, you're never going to win with just taking this, not in a million years.
Yeah.
So that's a specialist thing with a lot of young people. Of course, as you know, we can advise things like glycolic, just face washes. My young daughter of 15, fuse it, a basic glycolic face wash will actually be enough for her. But a lot of these young kids need to consider, sadly, I'm going to say the word that's a bit, having had this conversation, maybe they might need antibiotics to actually rid them of all that pore clogging. They may need to go on something called Roaccutane, which I don't know whether you guys are familiar with, but that's quite a strong drug that needs medical monitoring that can affect liver function or kidney function. But actually, it's brilliant for really severe acne. And I would argue that severe acne in the young is mentally really demoralizing.
Terrible.
So I would be much more, that needs a whole workup. That needs a whole, it's a whole conversation.
What do you do, Tracy, about the older person's acne? So
actually you often can lick that quite well. If it is perimenopausal, and it often does come, you know, acne rosacea, and I've got quite bad acne rosacea, I would go to Wellbeing, things that we've discussed, Zinc, vitamin A, vitamin D. I would go to a very light exfoliating cleanser that contains glycolic. I probably would actually consider a short, sharp course of antibiotics. So again, that almost is contradictory to our conversation, talking about health. But actually, to actually sort of suppress it, and then be able to, and light lasers, things that can help improve skin quality, light lasers, light peeling. But everybody's different. My acne rosacea, I did need to take antibiotics for about 6 months, and then I've stopped because I've got it under control, and I eat better and I take more supplements, and I have a laser once a month. So there are different ways of addressing it, and there are some fabulous lasers out there that can help keep that inflammatory, pustulary, rosacea look at bay. And that does need a good assessment. So I'd say to Charlie, work on first principles. With Charlie, if they've used something before or using something, we'd need to know. We could always take this privately to have a quick conversation. But boost your immune system first. Take your really good supplements and see how you go.
Thank you so much, Tracy.
Thank you.
It's so informative. I've written everything down. I could possibly
Right
now.
We'll send you
That's
some
really
of the
helpful.
we'll send you some of the immune boosters to see what you guys think.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fabulous.
Thank you, darling. We'll see you next week. Bye,
Thank
Tracy.
you.
It's a big
Yes,
novel, big
Tracy.
subject, big subject.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So fascinating and so
So
helpful.
amazing.
It is very helpful.
because we really need all that. And now we've got even somebody more fascinating. Do you know what they say? They say you always tell your hairdressers all your secrets about your life, everything. Well, I told this man just about everything he needs to know. It's the wonderful hairdresser, Andrew Barton. Come in, Andrew.
Where are you?
Hello, darling.
There you are. Good afternoon.
Hi,
again.
Barton.
Good afternoon.
You look very bright in your lovely shirt, darling.
Very
Oh,
blue.
thank you. Maybe one button to Denise button.
No, it's fine.
Gorgeous.
Barty,
Get away with it.
Sherry told us that she shared all her secrets with you over the years. I just want to know that you got enough emotional support, having listened to Sherry's troubles all over these years, whether you got the meds that you would need.
Well, it is a very trusted relationship, and ladies, my lips are sealed. I am never telling you anything that you shared with
Oh, yes.
Nope. Never.
Okay, then.
Harriet, you're going to be in my golden chair and in my clasps of scissors and hairstyling very soon, aren't you?
I know, I can barely contain myself, darling. Hashtag Rapunzel.
Neither can I. On that thing about being a trusted hairdresser as well, anything that you tell me, I won't tell Sherry either.
No, darling, and I've got a long list.
She's got some stories, Andrew. You'll blush. You'll go back.
Brace,
Oh,
brace,
yeah.
brace.
So, Andrew, tell us, you've got what was the question that that you're going to answer for us today? It was about hair loss, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, one of the viewers wrote in, and it's so lovely to hear from the viewers and understand some of the issues that they've got about hair. And you know, what I want to do on the show is to kind of get rid of some of the myths involved with hair care.
Yeah.
Make some really honest, true recommendations about products that work for people as well. You know, I've spent 30 years looking at different products, and I know there's a minefield of product that's out there and people don't know where to turn. But when it comes to hair loss, you know, there's a lot to be said about inner health. There's a lot to be said about hormones. Hair loss is affected by lots of different situations. And last time I was on the show, I spoke about a product called Nioxin.
Yeah.
You probably remember. And I've got a set here.
Wow.
The great thing about what Nioxin does is it's approved by the Institute of Trichologists and supported by them. So there's full-on technical support behind the product range. And what I love about it is it's very good at being resilient against breakage. So when somebody's got fine hair, when it's going through that kind of change of kind of hair loss and it's finer and it's weaker, what we need it to be is as strong and as robust as possible so that we can make the most out of every single hair. And that's what Nioxin does. It isn't going to put hair there isn't there, but what it will do is make the fibers of hair that are there, make them more resilient as they grow. And secondly, I've got another little range here. This is kind of new out in the market, not brand new. We sell it on our Headmaster's website. You can get it on various kind of internet portals. And it's called Hair Gain. And what this does is Hair Gain also works very much on building that strength of the hair as it's growing.
Oh, good. Wow.
One of the things that I love about this is that there's these edible gummies. And you take 2 a day. I might try one actually.
They're tasty.
Yeah, they're tasty. They taste a little bit like an apple Haribo, really.
Oh.
And what this does, and this is going to look a bit rude, bird, so will you just stick with me?
Yeah.
Sure.
But the follicle, when the hair grows through the follicle, part of the problem with hair loss and thinning hair is the follicle is too tight.
We can't use the word follicle, I'm sorry. I can't say it. A tight follicle is unacceptable. I'm sorry. I have to lay the law down.
Oh my gosh, you're making me blush as well. And what we need to do is we need to stretch that tight follicle, reduce some of the pressure, and allow the hair fibre to grow through really easy. And technically, without doing too much science,
we've suffered with tight follicles for long enough, and now you've solved our problem.
Yes, we have.
Thank you so much.
Believe me, hair gain does have a lot more science behind it than that. But in principle, it's all about helping that hair to grow through stronger.
Great.
Not changing the subject, but kind of trying to move on slightly.
Yeah.
Then got kind of quite a renowned brand as well in the supermarkets. It's in Holland and Barrett. It's called Viviscal. Viviscal is a favoured product of lots of celebrities. Jennifer Aniston, Paloma Faith, Sherry Houston even loves this product as well.
Please.
And what we've got is there's a shampoo and a conditioner, and then there's also a hair growth program of capsules, of tablets that you take as well.
Wow.
And again, what happens here, it's clinically researched. It's the most clinically researched hair supplement that you can take to help with hair growth. Harper's Bazaar just made it best in beauty as well.
Oh,
it's got
wow.
heritage and really well renowned as a product range.
So, darling, you're giving all of this as a giveaway.
The Viviscal, I've actually got 3 sets. That's the Viviscal. I've actually
Wow.
3 sets.
Wow.
To give away
Amazing.
to viewers.
Yeah.
So I think what we'd love you to do, viewers, is just kind of like and share this video, kind of the Wonderbirds program today, where we're talking all about healthy hair and kind of hair loss. Share it with your friends. Let us know what you think. Tag in kind of the brands as well. And it could be coming your way. And I think, Debbie, should we make the announcement next time I'm on in 2 weeks' time?
Yeah. So we're going to get our 5 winners randomly after they've put their names on our comments.
Yeah.
And then the next time Andrew's on, he's going to announce the winner. So it's amazing. So all of these products are so fantastic. Thank you so much, Andrew.
Well, it's a nice spectrum as well, because you've got products there that are in the salon and online. You've got products like Viviscal that's kind of in Holland and Barrett. And then Nioxin, brand that I love, and that's in salons as well. So the nice thing about this brand as well is you're getting the professional recommendation from the salon,
wonderful,
from the hairdresser.
It's fantastic.
Fabulous.
It'll also be on our website, amazingwonderbirds.com.
As
so
well,
just for the viewers. Yeah.
So Andrew, tell us. I mean, Sherry said that she suffered with hair loss, didn't you, darling?
Well, I lost my hair when I was divorced, and I had to wear a wig. I did take something, Andrew, called Florazine.
Okay.
Now, that was for cancer patients at the time, and I was recommended to it. Now, I think that brand may have gone now, because I'm talking about 2002. I didn't need a prescription, actually, funnily enough. You could buy it, but it was very powerful. And I think the worst thing for me, because I lost my fringe first.
Yeah.
And because your hair is your femininity, you need that mane of hair. Well, at least, shall I put it this way? I do. Yeah. And it really mentally, it did a lot of damage to me, that.
Absolutely.
And the wigs were not good. You know, I didn't get on with that. And I did lose women in wigs. And when I look back now, oh my God, what did I look like?
Yeah. It's really interesting, that whole thing about hair and confidence and self-esteem.
It is.
One of the charities that I work with, I'm the hairdresser ambassador for the Little Princess Trust.
Oh,
Lovely.
They have wigs made and they donate the wigs to children who lose their hair through cancer treatment.
Mhm.
I know kind of the devastating effect that hair loss has for women through cancer treatments, or just generally through menopause and the change of life.
Yeah.
But for children as well, losing their hair, because all they want to be is little princesses, and they just want to have this
Yes.
long hair. So the
But,
chance is incredible.
yeah. Actually, Barty, my granddaughter had leukemia. She's thankfully recovered and is 9 now. But when she was 4, she was diagnosed. And that charity sent her a wig to dress up in.
Yeah.
And it was so fabulous because, you know, she was very conscious that she wasn't conscious at home, obviously, but at school, she had a lot of flack from people, like especially the boys, you know, making fun of her. And of course, my daughter was on that all the time. But that really helped her confidence, just playing, you know, dressing up.
Sherry, was yours an emotional connection that you lost your hair? Because you didn't say what it was to do with.
It was stress through a marriage breakdown, finding things out that I didn't know. So the stress was just terrible. And then, I mean, literally, my French, but literally I would do that and my hair would just fall out.
So not to do with hormones, not to do, it was just stress.
I believe it was stress. And I think stress can do that, can do terrible damage to your body, can't it, Andrew?
Absolutely. You know, I can often tell if a client of mine has been ill during the period that I've not seen her. Like, because of our hair textures changed, because of hair loss that she might be experiencing. I mean, I don't want viewers to get too frightened, because as well about hair loss, we're expected to see about 100, 150 hairs per day on a brush or in the shower tray. Obviously, if you've got very long hair, it's more visual in the shower tray. It probably drives your partner crazy as well. But, you know, hair loss is different for everybody, and there's often various reasons of what it could be caused by. But you're absolutely right, Sherry. I mean, stress is an indicator that things start to change with the hair, with the skin, and you probably even found your nails. It's all of the
gone. My nails just ripped off, literally. So it was.
And
it
also
was
the scalp as well. The scalp, because sometimes if I've been under a lot of stress, I go to the hairdresser and they go, "Oh, are you okay? Have you not been very well? Because it's all dry or patchy."
And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. The colour of the scalp actually changes as well. It's not its normal colour. The nice thing about this one, which is the giveaway, the Nioxin brand, is that there is a serum as well that you can apply to the scalp. And
brilliant.
That's great.
Sometimes people do find when they're hair loss or they're stressed, that the scalp becomes tighter. And what this does is it helps to kind of just soothe that tightness of the scalp as well.
Well, thank you so much for these amazing giveaways. My goodness me.
I know, it's
incredibly exciting.
It's my pleasure. And next time I'm on, get ready for this. I'm going to be talking about sleep, the importance of sleep to hair care as well.
Oh,
fantastic.
Thank you, darling, so much. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Fantastic.
And I'll see you
See you, darling.
Lots of love to everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Well, what a very, very interesting show this has been.
Yeah,
very
so
informative.
important.
Yeah, I mentioned the word I wasn't sure of. I think he said something about hormones. I don't know what they are. Does anyone else?
Well, I know.
And
he also said another thing, which I've never heard of before. He said when you're in the shower and you lose your hair, that your partner doesn't like it.
What's that?
What's that?
Partner?
It's a baffler.
What does he mean?
Can't remember.
What's happening Friday, girls?
Gordon Smith is coming.
Right.
Interesting.
Smith, who is known as the psychic barber. Oh. He's coming in to talk to us about everything medium.
And our lovely, lovely columnist of gossip, Helena Watts, is coming in as well. And I can't wait for that.
So we'll see you all on Friday.
See you Friday, girls.
See you Friday.
Don't forget to like and share the show, because then you can get Andrew's stuff.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget.